Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nur Azira Shahira binti Abdullah and my two other group mates are Siti Aisyah and Muhammad Hafizi. Today we group 3 are going to present about the process of communication. Communication process involve four processes which are sender encodes the message, channel used to send message, receiver decodes the message, and lastly receiver gives feedback to the sender. What is communication? Communication is the transmission of message from the sender to the receiver using various off-channel communication. Effective communication is very important, especially for business and for personal life, because in business it is very important to gain more profit, or maybe to collaborate with other outstanding and great company. Meanwhile, in personal life, especially when we want to attend the interview, good communication skill will give us more benefits and high chance to get accepted by the interviewer or the company. The first process is sender encodes the message. Who is sender? Sender can be an individual or a group or maybe an organization who start a conversation. Sender play an important role because they can influence the whole conversation. Encoded message can be in any medium, whether verbal or non-verbal, depend on the situation itself. Encoded message can be sent in various forms, such as signs, image, phrases, or maybe words that easier for the receiver to understand the whole message. Encoded message is very crucial, as incorrect encoded may lead to confusion and misunderstanding to the receiver. So that's all from me. The next presenter, which is Siti Aisyah, will explain about the remaining process. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Susan Shabiti Abuzan Effort with matrix number 82949 will present the second and third process of communication. The second process of communication is the channel. What is the channel? A channel is a method through which a message is sent to its intended receiver. There are a few types of communication channels, such as written communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and visual communication. The largest aspect of verbal communication is speaking and listening. The source uses words to code the information and speaks to the receiver, who then decodes the words for understanding and meaning. Facial expressions, body senses, and smells are known as non-verbal communication. In contrast to verbal communications, written professional communications are the textual message. Examples of written communications include memos, proposals, emails, letters, training manuals, and operating policies. Other communication, both verbal and written, may seek, give, or exchange information. The third process is a receiver. Who is a receiver? The individual or the group to whom a message is directed may be called a decoder. The receiver's task is to interpret the sender message, both verbal and nonverbal, with a little distortion as possible, which is known as decoding process. Because words and nonverbal signals have different meanings to a different people, complex problems can occur at this point in communication process. The major factors that affect the process are the environment of their surroundings and their emotional state. For example, distractions in the room, discomfort on the part of the receiver, or stress or anxiety that allow the receiver to insert subtext that the sender didn't intend to. So, I will let Hafizi to continue with the next process.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafizi bin Hamdan with the number matrix 82677. and I am doing my assessment to a oral presentation for PBI 1092. In communication, the last process is feedback. What is feedback? Feedback is the understanding of the both parties in the communication. There are two types of feedback, positive and negative. Positive feedback means a communication that acknowledge others' strength, accomplishment, or success. Giving and receiving positive feedback is beneficial to the other person. It is also mean that the communication is understandable by the receiver. Meanwhile, negative feedback is the vice versa of positive feedback. Is feedback important? Well, yes. Feedback conveys the message with an understatement which makes the conversation to continue. The feedback process is very straightforward when the communication is started. To conclude our presentation, there are four steps in communication. First, the sender. Second, the channel of the communication. Third, the receiver of the communication. And fourth, the feedback. Thank you for your attention.